Hello and welcome to Fast and Factual. My name is Utsaf Parekh and here are the top stories of the day. Israeli forces launched a deadly strike in southern Gaza. According to Palestinian officials, at least 29 civilians were killed. All of them were sheltering in tents outside a school in the town of Abassan near Khan Younis. Israeli warplanes hit the entrance of the school. An Israeli strike in Syria killed at least 2 people and injured 1 person on Tuesday. This is according to a Syrian war monitor. The Israeli strike reportedly targeted a Hezbollah car near the Syrian border with Lebanon. Among those killed in the strike is a former bodyguard of the Hezbollah leader, Hassan Nasrallah. The United States has accused Iran of stirring up Gaza protests in the country. Washington has said that Tehran is covertly encouraging Americans to stage demonstrations. Washington alleges that the Iranian government is also paying people in the US to hit the streets against Israel. America's top intelligence chief says that Iran is trying to spark outrage in the country ahead of the US presidential election in November. Police in Iran have shut down the Turkish Airlines office in Tehran. This comes after female employees at the firm purportedly refused to wear the mandatory headscarf or hijab. Reports say that the Iranian police officials visited the office to issue a warning to the employees for flouting hijab norms. However, the female employees allegedly troubled the officers, leading them to seal the office. Saudi Arabia has reportedly sentenced a teacher to 20 years in prison. Asad al-Ghamdi was arrested in 2022 for his social media posts that allegedly criticized Saudi government projects. Ghamdi was reportedly charged for challenging the religion and justice of the king and the crown prince. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi began his one-day state visit to Austria. He landed in Vienna on Tuesday, following his trip to Russia. He will hold talks with the Austrian President and Chancellor today. A bus collision in the Indian state of Uttar Pradesh has killed at least 18 people. 19 others were injured in the incident. Police officials say that a double-decker bus rammed into a milk tanker. The accident occurred on one of Uttar Pradesh's expressways. The US and its allies have unveiled a new air defense package for Ukraine at the ongoing NATO summit in Washington, D.C. It was announced by US President Joe Biden. The package includes more Patriot air defense systems and a SAMP-T long-range air defense system. Biden has pledged to defend Ukraine against Russia. He said that Ukraine can and will stop Putin. Taiwan said it detected 37 Chinese military aircraft around its territory. The military aircraft included several fighter jets, bombers and drones. At least 36 of them reportedly crossed the median line of the Taiwan Strait. The credit ratings agency Moodys has downgraded Kenya's debt rating into junk territory. Moodys cites Kenya's inability to contain its debt for the downgrade. Earlier, Kenya's President William Ruto had proposed sweeping tax hikes. He later retracted the proposal after mass protests in the country. Bangladesh's Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has met with her Chinese counterpart Li Qiang in Beijing. The countries have signed 21 deals and announced 7 joint projects to enhance bilateral ties. Sheikh Hasina is also meeting Chinese President Xi Jinping today. A South Korean politician is being criticized after blaming women for the rise in male suicides in the country. Kim Ki-duk, a city councillor in Seoul, reportedly said that women's rising participation in the workforce has made it harder for men to get jobs. He claimed that South Korea has begun to change into a female-dominant society, and this was partly responsible for an increase in male suicide. Tropical storm Beryl has killed at least 7 people in the U.S. state of Texas and 1 in Louisiana. Strong winds and torrential rain in southeast Texas have left 2.7 million households without power. U.S. President Joe Biden has approved a major disaster declaration for Texas. The death toll due to the devastating floods in the Indian state of Assam has risen to 79. The state's condition remains critical as 2.2 million people are still affected. Over 369,000 people have taken shelter in relief camps. Assam's Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma has promised new houses to the displaced families. The Bangladeshi government has announced that some 40,000 people affected by floods are taking refuge in government shelters. The flooding in northern Bangladesh has left at least 2 million people stranded. The situation is likely to worsen as more rain is expected over the next few days. The death toll due to a landslide in the Indonesian island of Sulawesi has risen to 23. At least 35 people are still reportedly missing. The landslide in the Gorontalo province has caused massive destruction to Sulawesi Island. At least 4 people were killed due to heavy rain in the South Korean city of Gunsan. Severe downpours damaged roads and infrastructure. Over 3,500 people have also been displaced, and landslide warnings have been issued for over 50 areas. At least 6 people have died due to heat stroke in Japan's capital, Tokyo. The temperature in Tokyo has soared to over 35 degrees Celsius. Tokyo authorities have issued heat wave warnings. Residents have been asked not to step out of their houses. The residents of Portland in the U.S. have been reeling under an extreme heat wave. Temperatures reached 37 degrees Celsius on Wednesday. Local authorities have issued warnings for excessive heat. Portland's temperature is expected to stay around 32 degrees Celsius for the next 10 days. The biggest reservoir on the Greek island of Naxos has dried up. Scientists say that most of Greece has seen little or no rain in months due to climate change. The scientists fear that once the effects of the drought become more visible, it will be too late to take action. On to business and tech news. U.S. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell says that the country's economy has cooled down since the COVID-19 pandemic. Powell's remarks come during his appearance before a congressional committee. The Federal Reserve Chairman says that U.S. inflation has come down and the job market is also favorable. Powell's comments indicate that the U.S. Central Bank is closer to lowering interest rates. A workers' union of South Korea's Samsung Electronics has declared an indefinite general strike. The union represents nearly 30,000 workers of the tech giant. Union members had been on strike for the last 3 days, demanding better pay and other benefits. Now, they say Samsung's management has shown no intention of negotiating its demands. Vacuum cleaner maker Dyson is laying off over 1,000 workers in the UK. This represents about a quarter of its workforce in the country. Dyson is laying off employees even though its revenue grew in 2023. The firm says the layoffs are part of a restructuring process that aims to make the firm more competitive. British banking firm Barclay is planning to hire more employees in India and Singapore in the next 5 years. The move aims to expand Barclay's client base. The bank says it plans to focus on catering to the rich and ultra-rich individuals in the countries. Barclays says it wants to quadruple its banking assets in Asia by 2028. Saudi Arabia's Riyadh Air has partnered with US carrier Delta Airlines. Under the deal, Delta will serve as Riyadh Air's exclusive partner in North America. It would give the Saudi carrier access to hundreds of US destinations. Riyadh Air is the second national airline of Saudi Arabia after Saudia. Riyadh Air is planning to start operating commercial flights from next year. Chinese fast fashion retailer Sheen has announced its plans to invest in the UK and Europe. The firm says it'll invest over $270 million in the regions over the next 5 years. It would be used to boost local production and support regional designers. This comes amid reports that Sheen is planning to list itself on the stock exchange in London. Global shipments of personal computers rose by 3% in the second quarter of this year. This is according to a new report by American market research firm IDC. PC shipments reached 64.9 million units between April and June. Among computer makers, Apple saw the biggest growth in the quarter, followed by Acer. Talks between Elon Musk's artificial intelligence startup Xai AI and cloud software firm Oracle have lapsed. The two were in talks for a deal to expand Xai's cloud infrastructure. The startup was looking to rent Nvidia's chips from Oracle. However, reports say Xai's demand was more than Oracle could handle. Musk's startup is now planning to directly acquire these chips. Social media giant Meta says it'll start removing content attacking Zionists from its platforms. The firm says it'll remove any posts that use the term Zionists to attack Jewish people. Meta says the decision was made after a months-long inquiry into how the term has been used historically and how it's being used now on social media amid Israel's war in Gaza. American tech and media industry leaders are gathering in the U.S. state of Idaho for the annual Allen & Co. Sun Valley Conference. The event is often referred to as the summer camp for billionaires. The conference has been organized since 1983. It has witnessed several big merger and acquisition deals over the years. This year's guest list includes Disney's Bob Iger, Amazon's Jeff Bezos, Apple CEO Tim Cook, and OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. Moving to sports, we start with cricket. Gautam Gambhir has been named as the head coach of Team India. He replaced former international teammate Rahul Dravid in the position. The former Indian opener is a two-time World Cup winner. Gambhir's first assignment will be guiding India in the limited overs series against Sri Lanka. Former Indian captain Sunil Gavaskar turned 75 years old today. Wishes poured in from the cricketing fraternity for the legendary Indian batter. He was the first batsman in the history of cricket to complete 10,000 runs in test matches. Gavaskar, also known as the Little Master, had played 125 tests and 108 ODIs for India. Rachin Ravindra has received his maiden central contract from New Zealand cricket. The 24-year-old performed exceptionally well in the 2023 ODI World Cup and the Indian Premier League this year. Ravindra scored a whopping 578 runs in the 10 matches at the ODI World Cup last year. He was also awarded the 2023 ICC Emerging Player of the Year award. In football, Spain are through to the final of the UEFA Euro 2024. They beat France 2-1 in the first semi-final of the European Football Championship. France took the lead through Randal Kolo Muani in the 9th minute. Spain turned the game around with goals from Lamine Yamal and Dani Olmo. Spain's final battle will be against either England or the Netherlands. A fan invaded the pitch during France's UEFA semi-final clash against Spain. He grabbed Kylian Mbappe by his shirt mid-match. The man even managed to get a selfie with the France forward before being escorted out by security. In the Copa America, defending champions Argentina have qualified for the finals. They defeated Canada 2-0 in the semis. Argentina opened the scoring through Julian Alvarez in the 22nd minute. Lionel Messi doubled the lead just after half-time. Argentina will face either Uruguay or Colombia in the tournament's final. In tennis, men's world number one Jannik Sinner has crashed out of Wimbledon. The Italian fought it out with Daniil Medvedev from Russia in the quarterfinals. He ended up losing 6-7, 6-4, 7-6, 2-6, 6-3. The marathon encounter between the two lasted for exactly 4 hours. Men's world number 3, Carlos Alcaraz, has advanced to the semi-finals at Wimbledon. The defending champion eliminated American Tommy Paul 5-7, 6-4, 6-2, 6-2 in the quarters. Alcaraz next faces Russia's Daniil Medvedev in the semis. The 2024 Wimbledon has set a new Grand Slam record for the most number of 5-set matches. There have been a record 36 5-set thrillers in the competition so far. The Medvedev versus Sinner quarterfinal clash was when the previous record was shattered. Team USA have announced their team for the track and field events for the Paris Olympics. The team will be led by two-time Olympic champion Ryan Cruiser. He also happens to be the shot put world record holder. Olympic debutants in the team include reigning 100-meter women's world champion Sha'Carri Richardson. The Olympic track and field competition begins on the 1st of August. In entertainment news, the Final Conjuring film will release in 2025. The untitled film is the fourth in the supernatural horror franchise. The plot details remain under wraps. Conjuring's journey on screen began back in 2013. The makers of Shrek 5 have set its release date. It'll hit theaters in July 2026. The project is already in development. The film stars Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy and Cameron Diaz in lead roles. The makers of Gladiator 2 have released the film's trailer. Paul Mescal and Pedro Pascal are headlining the film. The story follows the journey of Mescal as he becomes a gladiator and ends up in Rome. The film will release this November. Bridgerton star Simone Ashley has joined the cast of F1. The details of Ashley's role haven't been made public. The film stars Brad Pitt and Damson Idris in the lead. Pitt will play the role of a Formula One driver who returns to the sport after a hiatus. Ellen Pompeo will return for the 21st season of Grey's Anatomy. According to reports, she will appear in at least 7 episodes. This comes after her character, Meredith Grey, was given an emotional send-off in the 19th season of the medical drama. Julia Fox took to TikTok to come out as lesbian. She made the announcement and added, "So sorry, boys." Fox reportedly dated the rapper Kanye West, now known as Ye, in 2022. The rumor mills are saying that actor Toby Maguire is dating a 20-year-old model called Lily Sheen. The alleged couple was spotted leaving a party together in New York. However, Maguire's former wife said that he was just helping a friend to their car. As per reports, Pete Davidson and Madeline Klein have parted ways. They were in a relationship for over a year. They were first linked in September 2023. According to reports, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck's marriage has reached a stage where it is beyond repair. The reports allege that they have hit a rough patch in their relationship and the chances of reconciliation get slimmer with every passing day. According to reports, the rapper Ye is thinking about retiring from professional music. His chat with a fellow rapper went viral and he said he doesn't know what to do. Ye is currently neck-deep in a string of lawsuits against him and his company. That's it for this episode of Fast and Factual. Thank you for watching and stay tuned to Firstpost.